bosses, how are you? It's Kylie. I'm back. It's Tuesday. I didn't get to have a chat to you yesterday, but today here I am, and I wanted to have a little talk about loyalty and misplaced loyalty, and actually often it's quite unconscious loyalty. So what I mean is when you have a deep core loyalty to the people in your life or how things are, and that you don't even really think about that because that's just part of your identity. So this is, it's obviously the first place that we would be loyal to would be our family of origin. And, you know, it can really influence us in such a lot of different ways. And, you know, besides our family, then it's sort of like our community, our own family, if we have one, like our partner, our friends, our colleagues, so we form all these connections with people, and as much as they're based on love and kindness and acceptance, there's also some conditions, right? We engage with one another, and there's certain conditions about I will love you if you are this way. And we don't really make it necessarily conscious expectations of behavior, but what we do notice is what happens when something gets changed. So someone's no longer meeting that expectation, they're behaving differently, and all of a sudden, you're not such a great person anymore. So how can that happen? Well, let me draw my hairdressing experience, because hairdressing is like The Simpsons. There's like lots of you know, quotables from the hairdressing world. But one of the things that I used to be quite astounded with, but then I was also on the other side of it, but that people would be very, very loyal to the hairdresser. And so they would be very loyal to the hairdresser because they enjoyed the person, like they enjoyed the service that they received from the person. Usually they would appreciate the hair that they got, but it's more than just the hair. And for some people, they would be loyal to that hairdresser even if they hated what they did to their hair, and would actually have to get really, really bad before they would actually break up with the hairdresser, because their nature is just so loyal. Isn't that crazy? I mean, they're paying their hairdresser, they would be paying their hairdresser to do their hair, but it was obviously more than just the transaction, more than just their hair cut or the hair color. It was the whole package, and people would feel so loyal and so committed to that relationship with their hairdresser that they would not leave a hairdresser unless they had to move town. And then sometimes it would be worth, you know, moving to the other side of the city just so that they could get away, have a good reason for breaking up with their hairdresser. Now, it's pretty sad, right? But we do this in all sorts of different ways because we don't want to hurt anyone. We don't want to cause conflict. We don't want people to lose their love. We don't want to lose other people's love and appreciation. We don't want to disturb the field, you know. We want things to we just all got to get along and keep being lovely to one another, you know, harmony. We want to be harmonious. But that's like the safe zone. The safe zone is, you know, we like security, but it's stifling. It's a prison. It becomes the golden chains that bind us. So here's a question for you about loyalty. So if you were to be really successful, like really, really successful, without, you know, destroying yourself, obviously, if you were to be really successful, who would be really happy for you and who wouldn't? You know, you'd be like, oh no, everyone would be happy for me. No, really? What about the friends that you have who you've bonded with over hardship? Would they be happy? And because don't get me wrong, the struggle against hardship, it's a real thing, and it's like it does give you an opportunity to have empathy and connect with other people who are also struggling against hardship. So if you have like a relationship that is really based on that struggle, then if you are all of a sudden doing really well, that person might be really happy for you, or that person might be like, well, what about me? Where's my, miracle of abundance going to happen for me? When do I get my lucky break, right? You're just lucky. Another thing that has played out in my life was charging more than my teachers. So, or even even within the hairdressing, like there was like hierarchy within my business, and there's like the person who trained me, who is my ex, who was my partner at the time, and like he was like, like the highest in the hierarchy, even though price-wise we did meet at the same point, but it took time to get there. And then we had this hierarchy, moving down. But then I guess it didn't play out so much there, but it can play out like that. But for energy healing and for my coaching, I have studied with lots of different healers and coaches. And so it's like anytime where I've come, like my pricing has come into the proximity of where my teacher's pricing has been, it's been like very uncomfortable to price beyond them, because it's like, well, they might feel bad, or then there's the imposter syndrome will kick in and be like, well, who am I to charge that much when they're charging that much? Shoo fly. So the loyalty can play out there, especially, if you really love your teacher, you really respect them, then it can feel like that you're insulting them if you're pricing yourself higher than them. Who do you think you are to price yourself higher than your teacher, or higher than a mentor, or higher than someone that you look up to in your industry? Like, who the hell are you to do that? Especially, if they're pricing themselves quite with a lot of accessibility, but, it's like, that's not where you want to be. So you can't let other people set the pricing for you. Another place where loyalty can really screw us up, and this is like massive self-sabotage. I see this in a lot of my clients, and that is when we've come from a lineage where our parents did it really hard. Growing up, we might have done it really, really hard. Our parents did it really, really hard, and their parents did it really, really hard. So we come through this like lineage of hardship and struggle, and if we're all of a sudden receiving money and it's easy, like we have ease, we have a beautiful home, and we have we can buy avocados every week, and we can get the nice tomatoes, and we can buy mangoes and raspberries, we can do all these like luxury things like every week. And our parents, couldn't do that. Then we can feel disloyal to them, because it's like, well, they had to do it so hard, and we feel guilty. It's not so much about disloyal, but we feel really, really guilty that we've got it easier than them. Another way is like doing things differently, not following the family creed. So you might be from a family of battlers who work their guts out, and that's just the way that they've always done. They've always struggled with money. They've worked their guts out, but always been in a type of job or an industry where they didn't get a lot of money for all that hard work. But that's just who we are. That's our people. And that's how we've always done things, we've always done it that way. And that can play out in lots of different ways. We were talking about loyalty, like things like coping mechanisms, like even addiction and things like that, can be handed down from generation to generation through a sense of unconscious loyalty, because that's how our parents dealt with stress, or that's how, that's familiar to us. That's how they deal with the stress. That's how they buffer the pressures. So lots of different ways that we can use loyalty to self-sabotage ourselves. Basically one of the ways to know if it's loyalty that is really probably undoing you is this feeling of guilt. It's a pretty strong indicator that there's some unconscious loyalty that is really not helping you, right? And so if you have guilt, then you actually have an internal belief that is in conflict with your life aspirations, with your life vision, and the way that you're living your life, the decisions that you make. So you're feeling guilt, you're in conflict, and there's a part of you that believes that you shouldn't be doing it. And there's a part of you, that part of you is really going to give you mixed results, because it's going to come in and self-sabotage you. It's going to self-sabotage the outcomes of all your marketing efforts. It's going to turn up when you are, making an offer to a client. It's going to turn up when you're preparing a tender for an organization. It's just going to come in and take you out of the game whenever you are actually, moving towards, you're trying to action your goals and trying to be in action and creating the life and business that you want. Self-sabotage will always find a way to get expressed, because it's one foot on the accelerator and one foot on the brake. That's conflict, right? And so you could have the best marketing strategy at your fingertips. You could have thousands of leads coming into your business every year, and yet you won't be able to optimize your business, because there's a part of you that's like, I don't want it, we can't have it, and you're pushing the abundance away. And that's how self-sabotage works. So you'll know if you're self-sabotaging if you're doing lots of work and you're just getting really ordinary results. You feel like you're doing a lot, you feel like you're really committed, but you're getting really ordinary results. You've most likely got some kind of internal conflict going on that is stopping you from getting the traction that you want. Now, if you'd like help in dialing this in for yourself, you can book a free breakthrough session with me. All you have to do is click on the booking link. I think it's above this video. I'll pop it into the comments below as well. And on this breakthrough call, I'm not sure if I call it a breakthrough call, we will have a look at what's not working in your business, and we'll have a look at what you are actually trying to accomplish, and we'll look at what's the gap and how to fill the gap. Now, if that's something that you're ready to, you're in the situation where you really want to get your business off the ground, you're getting mixed results, and you're thinking maybe there could be some self-sabotage, or there could be something that's going on that's contributing to those mixed or poor results, then make sure you book the breakthrough call with me. Hit the link above or below this video, and then come on and we'll have a chat about it. So I hope to see you in a breakthrough call sometime soon. If you enjoyed this video, please say hello, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.